Welcome back to Coriander Society Adventures. I'm your game master, tormented by gnomes, and joining me is my esteemed cast of Beatdown Boulevard, Ninja Man Man, and Pods of War. Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
Are we okay?
Yeah, no, I think we're
scared.
okay. I'm okay.
I thought we were getting pulled into another dimension right then.
it did, yes.
Oh, did my sound get weird for you folks?
It sounded
was
like
that not
you were
intentional?
it sounded like you were doing like I'm on a crashing ship in a vortex going down, down, down.
That was not the intention at all. How do I sound now?
You sound like Rosamond in a ship going down.
I
Yeah,
hate it here.
I mean, we all thought it was pretty cool. And we thought it was totally
It was
intentional.
cool.
Well,
Yeah.
the good news is this is something that sometimes happens with voice mod and Discord because it should be going through completely fine to the actual stream. But this is what I get for this is what I get for fussing with our overlays before the show instead of testing like voice mod and Discord with the show, which is something apparently I have to do every single time to make sure it doesn't explode.
Heck yeah, you do.
Yes.
Now, was it like cutting in and out, or
It was just
no,
scratchy.
it was pretty like consistent.
And is it consistently weird right now?
Yeah.
it didn't sound any different, right?
That one wasn't so bad.
It was like less of a scratch like at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yep.
thing, you have to talk for longer because it didn't happen until the end.
Yeah, it's correct.
Oh, interesting. And if I keep talking like this now?
Oh yeah, it actually.
When you take a
works.
pause, it's literally whenever you take a pause during your talk. If you sang modern Major General, it would be fine. But if you take dramatic pauses, it's going to constantly go.
So what you're saying is I need to talk more.
Yes,
Jack
I
got
never
fried
stop.
Rosamond ship too. All right, well, fun times. Anyways, welcome back, everybody. Today is a big day. I know we baited you a little bit last time with leaving Northport behind, but this time we're serious about it. We totally mean it.
We're not going to get distracted. We're not going to find some kind of weird thing that's going to pull us away. We're going, baby.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
When we last
Are you ready?
Bum, 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 bum. I can hear Disney breathing down our necks right now.
Right.
Like,
Hey,
give me all
your
your
are you ready? We just said, are you ready? We didn't go any further with that.
give me your
Didn't say
goddamn
anything.
Twitch money.
We heard you got some.
All right. When last we left our heroes, they were in the city of Northport. They were planning a mission to a world that John refers to as Dragon. It has an actual word that doesn't just mean the word dragon, but spelled funny like a gun. Instead, it has so on and so forth. But the point of it is, Florence Giotto, daughter of notorious crime boss Lincoln Giotto, has been in stasis in a pod for the last several years because her superpowered gift is making her flesh melt away into pure shadows. It's been held at bay by the technology of Dr. Zorbius Brandt, who put her in a pod suffused with a nutritional fluid derived from a phytoplankton that grows in the depths around the volcanic vents of the abyssal trench. This is no way for someone to live. Gastone has made it his mission to save her, to figure out a way for her to live outside of the pod, both because this is no way to live, and also to get an advantage over his nemesis, Lincoln Giotto. He was designing a diving suit filled with this glowing phytoplankton to sustain her, because exposure to light stops her flesh from withering away. But when they brought Florence Giotto to the Donahue Academy, Haura, John's erstwhile colleague and apprentice, did some analysis of her own, and she determined that this exposure to light has been building up a sort of, what's the word I'm looking for, inertia in Florence, where the pressure of the shadow powers within her has been growing and growing and growing and growing over time, to the point where if it ever fails, she's just going to snap and immediately melt. And her solution is that instead of exposing Florence to constant light, they needed shadow technology from a group of assassins in another world. The mission is to go into that world, find those assassins, get a hold of their shadow armor, and then create a suit of that so that Florence can live inside of that and learn to control her powers so that she's not going to just waste away or her powers aren't going to surge out of control, etc. Unfortunately, during a recent battle, Dr. Zorbius's Zorbot Omega attacked the Academy. A gigantic robot, stories high, giant laser beam. Destroy! Destroy! In the battle, in order to stop it and save the Academy, Gastone built an EMP. Probably the first EMP this world's ever seen. He activated the EMP and it wiped out the Zorbots, made it possible to defeat them. Asena punched it in the brain. John and Haura unleashed magical chaos on them. It was great, but the EMP caused a surge in the pod that's holding Florence Giotto. And now her time is running out. The process has been greatly accelerated. Even though they repaired the pod, that brief surge of energy made it so that the forces the pod has to contend with have been intensified. And if they don't get the shadow armor soon, Florence could melt away into shadow and be lost. This has put a time limit. Our heroes are now scrambling throughout the city, gathering their supplies. Haura, who again used to be John's apprentice, but something happened between them. Haura later on used her influence to turn all of John's friends and contacts in the city against him and ruin his reputation and take over as headmistress at the academy. But she's told John that if he helps her and gives her what she wants, she's willing to wipe the slate clean, no longer be his enemy, no longer try to screw over his life, and start fresh. John accepted that deal, and now our heroes are scattered throughout the city, grabbing everything that they need for a trip to another dimension entirely, another universe. Asena is over at her hideout. And what is Asena doing to prepare? What's she grabbing? Refresh me on this, Pods.
I don't really think she's grabbing anything. She's kind of just reflecting and looking at all of the items that she has, because she's about to, I don't know, leave the only world she's ever known. So she's just, reflecting, sitting around. She could be stretching or whatever, but is really just enjoying the alone time. She spent her entire life alone. And this past week has been really fun, but also probably socially draining for her.
I relate. I 100% relate.
Yeah.
We all
So she's like, her preparation isn't really about stuff. It's just about like vibing for a little bit, being alone, because now
Yeah.
she's going to go on a camping trip to another universe. And anyone who's been
For
camping,
mental recovery.
yeah, anyone who's been camping or on a trip knows that even though you have more space, there's this weird social obligation to stick with the people you're on the trip with, and that can be a source of pressure. So, meanwhile, at our hero's favorite steak joint, Wound, John just revealed something rather important to Gastone. John, you want to refresh the party on what you just told Gastone?
Yeah, hold on a second. Haura is actually a dragon. And I think that's where we had it last time.
Yeah.
This would have been a prime opportunity for me to do a spit take, but I like my monitor a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that exact
agree.
moment, just as that information is revealed,
Behold, an act of God.
Oh, of course.
Gosh.
Act of God has been activated. Thank you, everybody. We're being watched. Someone is watching our heroes.
Ooh. Also, that looked sick watching that live.
Yeah, that
by the way.
animation
That
was
was
really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. You know, production value. We're all about production value. Slow increases over time.
That's right.
All right.
I
Somebody.
mean, obviously it's Razavan, right? I mean,
you have a
I
wide
feel like
variety of enemies and folk and
Mhm.
various
That's
forces
true.
throughout the city, right? It could be the Triple Union Society. It could be the Column. It could be the Omelons. You know,
true,
it
but it's
be...
Razavan. It could be a lot of people, obviously, but we all
Alright.
know who it is.
All right. So, anyways, sorry to interrupt the roleplay scene. Gastone, back to you.
Yes. She's Hara's a what?
A bona fide, mythical, out of the pages of your favorite storybooks as a child, dragon, a gargantuan, large, blue-skinned terror with wings, can shoot lightning out of her mouth and any other orifice she chooses. Weighs likely several tons. Honestly, I never really
It's not really something you ask, so
Yeah, no, when you're being set upon in a flying airship by an enormous dragon that's trying to kill you and everyone on board, that's not one of the things you really consider.
No,
in
not
the
really a
moment.
topic for discussion. But my question, or I guess my observation is, I can't help but notice she's lacking most of those traits, save for the lightning, of course, because she's got a lot of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. She is and she isn't. So you know how, like I was describing, when you walk into a room and it feels like she's gonna eat you, very, very scary presence, very commanding. One of those people that you go, oh yeah, they've got a lot going for them. They have this inner fire and they are extremely strong-willed and they could probably break your wrist because of all their training. Like, well, she literally has all that, but just because she literally is just a massive, tyrannical, mythical creature, just shrunk down into the skin suit of a person.
I guess the only question left to ask is, what did you do to piss off a dragon?
Wrong place at the wrong time. Actually, we'll get into this as time goes on. But do you remember how the whole world hopping thing that I've been involved with for quite some time?
Yeah.
When I was in the realm of Pyre Soul, magical, wonderful place with flying airships, and it's basically, if you think about storybook worlds but in space, that's basically what Pyre Soul is all about. We were making our way to the planet of Ashen. There were some relics and old ruins that we had to investigate, and while we were making our way there, we happened to be set upon by this enormous, powerful dragon, and it was going to kill me and the rest of my companions on our airship. And I had to get very creative to prevent that. I've gotten a lot better since then. I had to do some really tricky-dicky stuff. But through guile, wit, and a little bit of the mind-affecting magic, we were able to subdue Akafisian, aka Haura, and
What a name.
we were able to calm her for a time. We needed a guide to help us get through the Deserts of Ashen, and she ended up proving invaluable. But, of course, it's extremely difficult to get a dragon to assist you in any way that it doesn't see fit. Especially blue dragons. They are, well, I guess somewhat reasonable, but incredibly dangerous. And unless you have something that you can offer to them, they're not usually very likely to want to be able to help you. So I did a couple of things that I'm not incredibly proud of.
Oh.
A lot of times people look down on necromancy. They're like, oh yeah, you're raising the dead, you're using dark energies. And, people kind of consider that the bad juju magic. Or even some evocation magic. If you're just summoning fire all over the place and burning villages to the ground, that's a lot of the bad stuff. But really, what I've come to find is illusions and enchantments, things that affect the mind and the senses. Those can be far more potent if used correctly, I guess you could say. It really depends on how you're able to bend the fabrics of reality and play up to the negatives of your opponents. Everyone has their strengths, but everyone also has their weaknesses. And if you can capitalize on that, you can... let's just say there's a reason that David could take down Goliath, okay? And in this scenario, I was...
Absolutely.
Oh! Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes little things, big, small packages kind of a deal. I think, look, it'd be easier to say, the long and the short of it is that we barely defeated Akafisian, and we thought that she could prove more useful to us as a guide and ally rather than dead. And so I kind of sort of drugged her and then transformed her into a human and wiped all the memories of her ever being a dragon and implanted new memories in her mind that she was my apprentice and that I had found her as a wayward soul in the desert and I had been training her in her sorceress arts for some time. And I basically rewrote her entire life to suit my needs in that moment. But it was, in my mind, preferable to death. And I had always intended on tabling what happened and having a conversation with her about it at a later time, which we did. However, when we did, it wasn't received as well as I had hoped.
Let me guess. She was understandably upset that you drugged her, kidnapped her, and for all intents and purposes, groomed her.
Oh, okay, that's a minor stretch, but yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to say you're wrong. If it makes you feel any better, this wasn't. It wasn't meant to be a power trip of any kind. We needed to make sure that we were able to find this lost city that we were looking for, considering this was a great and powerful dragon that had an immense amount of knowledge and magic, which could be effective and helpful to us on our quest. I had thought it was preferable to killing the beast to make it an ally. And she proved to be a very powerful and very good ally. We actually developed quite a close friendship for a time. But there again, after numerous adventures, world hopping, various encounters, I finally... look, the whole process didn't sit well with me. And I could definitely tell that, you know, look, I'm pretty good with the whole magic thing, but it's not like I'm an archmage or anything. You know, nothing I do is permanent and doesn't perfectly stick. So the spells were kind of coming in and out and wearing off, and she was starting to realize something was amiss. And so I made sure that we were able to sit down and have a conversation about it, and she almost killed me. That being said, she also understood what her other options could have been. And look, I didn't do anything weird during our encounters together. I actually was trying to train her in her magic and assist her in her own right. But look, I don't want to make any excuses here. Like I said, I don't like to do that kind of thing anymore. It's been a bit... What I'm getting at is mind magic is crazy. And even though it's not looked upon as such as one of the dark arts, honestly, from what I found, you can do some crazy stuff when you take away people's ability to say no. And I'm pretty excellent at taking away people's ability to say no, which I try to use wisely. Blowing somebody up is one thing, but taking away their free will is another. And it's pretty dreadful.
Yeah, look, I've killed people, so I'm not gonna pretend I'm on this moral high ground on this soapbox I'm gonna preach to you, but John, that's a lot.
Well, so is threatening to shoot somebody in the foot if they lie to you. But yes, absolutely, it is a lot.
To a Sena.
Regardless, we've not been on good terms for quite some time. But she wasn't dead.
Yeah, true. That explains a lot, actually. Funny enough.
And so over the last, I would say probably 6 to 8 months, she's been coming to terms with the version of her, which is Akafisian, the great and powerful blue dragon from the Wastes of Ashen, and Haura, the apprentice of John Carmichael, budding sorceress and tech mage. And she's kind of somewhere in the middle now, I would assume. I honestly have no idea if she is able to reassume her draconic form. I've not
that was going to be my next question, actually.
Yeah, I've not seen it as of yet. I think scared's not the right word. Haura isn't afraid of anything.
Yeah, that much
I believe it's. Imagine if I told you, Gastone, that
yes.
that just in this last week that we've met, I've actually known you your entire life, and I did some rigmarole about changing your memories when you were a young child, and I just finally revealed to you after all this time that I was training you up to be some kind of amazing investigator, and now it's time to finally come clean, and everything you ever knew was different. If you started getting memories of this new form, it would be incredibly difficult to reconcile who you are versus who you were versus who you're going to be.
That plus I'd also try and kill you.
Very likely, yes. I don't like killing. I would prefer not to do it when I can manage it.
Sure.
I also don't like fucking with people's minds when I can avoid it.
Sure.
I'd much rather try and talk through a situation, or at least beat people into unconsciousness, which has its own problems, but it's a lot better to wake up bruised and battered than dead or losing 10 years of your life.
That last part's oddly specific.
Oh, no, I was just throwing that out there. I think we were traveling together, Haura and I, for maybe a year. Less.
I see. Well, that explains why she says not to trust you. I'm
trying to be as forthright as I can, but a lot of these things, if you kind of come out the gate saying, hey, by the way, I'm a pretty powerful sorcerer, but I can also make you do whatever I want, people aren't usually super down with that.
Sure, because then you start questioning to yourself, hey, am I doing this because I want to? Or is he subtly influencing me?
Exactly.
Enchantment magic, actually the most evil magic.
In existence,
true, though.
Yeah.
Asena, as you're just sitting there, kind of vaguely keeping track of time, not being exposed to any of this shocking information, roll a perception check for me.
Oh, okay.
Also, Santa's the one being watched. I mean, it's literally Rosamond.
All right. You're a little distracted. You've set up your defenses inside your hangout place. You're going through all the gadgets and gizmos, the who's-its and what's-its that you've collected from your various jobs throughout Northport. Weird Italian leg lamp over here, half-working phonograph over there, wax cylinder thrown into the side, porcelain doll that's actually from a display case advertising a new, I don't know, automobile or something like that. Just all this odd things, and there's too much going on in your head for you to notice the shadows slinking outside of your place. A dark figure, covered head to toe, creeping expertly nearby, watching, waiting, and taking notes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not really fair. I dump all this on you, and I'm like, and you can't do anything about it because you don't know.
Spooky.
Yeah. But you are being watched. I assume at some point that you decide, like, when would Asena decide to take off and actually head towards the museum where everyone's supposed to meet?
Did we have a time set?
Yes. I, the
when we were
Dungeon
gonna
Master,
meet?
don't remember it off the top of my head, but there was
Right.
definitely a time set.
So probably like half an hour before.
Mhm.
Just gonna cut it close, and I mean, it doesn't really matter what time of day it is because she can still see.
It's going to
She
be
doesn't
nighttime.
really-
You
Yeah.
guys are heading into the museum at night deliberately.
The night is not gonna bother her. Well, usually it won't. I don't know about now because apparently there's things out there.
Oh, that's not going to bother her, right?
Oh, totally. Never. No, not that.
Exactly. There's no problem. So you've got all your gear together. Is there anything specific you're bringing with you on this expedition?
Oh gosh. I mean, all of her. She's definitely still bringing that crown with her. She's
Mhm.
bringing the whip. All of her weapons. She's gearing up to bring. She'll probably ditch. All of the singing formal attire or what have you. She's gonna leave that behind.
I thought you were gonna say she's gonna bring it.
No. I don't think she'll need it, and she probably just like doesn't want to need it. So she'll leave that as well. But nothing specific. She's still carrying that pen, of course. The pen from John's office will always be in her
The
pocket.
fancy pens. We got to have that.
Nice.
Fancy pens.
All right. And then how does she make her way over there? Is she going to catch a cab? Is she going to because there is one bridge in the way. You are headed to the museum. All the way, I'll point it out on the map. All the way over here.
Oh God. I suppose she'll catch a cab.
All right.
She would normally just walk, but it's been a lot of action lately.
That's fair. You got to conserve your strength. You're about to go into the unknown.
Yeah.
Little does she realize, and neither does her cabbie, who's too busy listening to the latest sports ball, complaining about how his favorite radiocaster, Felix Wiggins, hasn't been on the air. Nobody knows where he is. It's so weird.
That's so strange.
He's
I
just-
used to hear him every day.
I know, exactly, right? He was telling us about, what's going on over in the war against Omelas and all that stuff. The only man on the radio you could trust. Hope they find him soon. Distracted as he is, he fails to notice a car following behind you with its lights off, just tailing a block or two behind as you cross over the bridge from Ailberg into Tide Point and into Dockside. Meanwhile, back at Wound, was there anything else that Gastone and John wanted to address or resolve? I switched scenes on you there, but I wanted to give you a chance to hash things out and then make your own way over to the museum.
No,
I
don't really have a dark secret past to reveal per se. I mean, you guys already know what I'm about. I guess we just move forward, and it's probably getting close to that time anyway.
Mm-hmm. John is going to mention that the Vignar that they're going to be going after when they go to this new world, if the organization is still around, which hopefully they are. John will go on to explain the DM level of collective information that he has about them, just so Gastone is aware that they are a terrible group of Hum and Skillany. They use dark tactics. They're assassins, not just fighters. They have a multitude. They're an entire faction of very elite, very powerful, very dangerous, and very evil people.
We'll bring everyone up to speed as a little bit on the details of the world once we get everyone in the same place as well.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how long do you guys wait before you head out? Asena left with only half an hour to go, so I basically want to know if you two are going to get there before her or after her.
That's a good question. When would we leave?
John was going to offer to provide Gastone with some spell bullets before they left.
Ooh. That sounds pretty dope. What spells are we talking here?
What would you like to do? And I'll see what I can do.
Well, because we're going into the unknown, that spell bullet you gave last time when we went to the party to assassinate Sunjia, whatever that was, you hit him with the bullet. Yeah, exactly. That literally the only bullet I care about at this point. It's so good. And maybe, okay, I lied. Maybe the tentacle one that you mentioned a long time ago. That sounds good too.
That one is extremally powerful and takes a long time to make.
Well, whatever we can manage.
So here's what I'm thinking. Can it only be in a bullet, or would I be able to, for instance, could I implant spells into his darts to where he doesn't have to shoot them out of his gun, but where he could shoot a dart and have it do a kicker effect? I think you're muted.
XP.
+1 XP. Yeah, you can do that.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to give Gastone one psychic assessment dart.
Damn.
And
that's really clever because they won't necessarily notice. That's very smart.
Exactly. One psychic assessment dart and one.
I think the tentacle one should still be a bullet. If you're
This one should be.
Yeah, that's not a subtle attack.
Oh, no.
Subtle attack.
Unless we don't want them to know, they just get hit by a dart. They fall asleep. They're like, "What is this?" And then they wake up and they're basically strangled by tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'd be really funny.
Gastone, would you rather have a dart that would detect the thoughts of the creature that you have shot, or would you prefer to have a dart that can unlock a door if you shoot the dart into it?
Ooh, unlock a door.
Oh my god. That's so cute. That's so James Bond. I love it.
And I think that for someone like Gastone, these are much more applicable than I'd shoot fire out of fun out of gun.
All right.
Shoot
Okay.
fire out of my watch.
Perfect. You have a dart of the knock spell and a dart of psychic assessment.
Have we gone over psychic
God.
assessment before?
Yes, we
We
have.
have, yes.
All right.
He is aware of
Because
how it
we
works.
used it.
Mhm.
I'm going to just click on them so that way Gastone knows what they do if he wants to write them down. Uno and dos. One of these days, I'm going to be giving Asena some fun stuff, but she's never around when I'm passing out goodies.
All right. And then how much time do you leave before you head out?
I would like to get there half an hour to an hour beforehand just to make sure that we're there prior to Haura, if possible.
Mm.
Since she gave the specified time, I want to make sure that we get there before she does.
To be on time is to be to be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. To be late is unforgivable.
Yeah, 30 minutes to an hour sounds good to me.
All right. So the two of you arrive first at the Northport Provincial Museum of Natural History. It's raining. It's night. There are security guards, campus security, just sort of standing out. I mean, the Northport Provincial Museum has things on loan from Kemet and Zolquia, all sorts of cultural artifacts. So they do have pretty good security. All things considered, it's no bank, right? But they have security guards, they have alarms, that sort of thing. You gather outside, it's the nice ivy shores, green hills, you know, white picket fences, student housing everywhere that you can see. So you're outside the museum, you pull up in a car or a cab, and you're going to be the first ones there.
Perfect.
Do you do anything with that time, or are you ready for Haura to enter?
I am just going to make sure that I prep the magic necessary in order for us to get into such a place.
All right, what sort of magic are you prepping?
I am going to be casting Dimension Door 2 different times to get all of our group in there.
All right, so you're just making sure that you're ready to set it off.
Or, I mean, if I have the time, I'd like to see if there's just an easy way to sneak past people that doesn't cost a lot of my magic.
Okay, well, the two of you are highly trained investigators. What would you like to do?
I would like to, with Gastone's assistance, if he's okay with it, case the place and
All right.
see if there are any easy entrances, exits,
It's probably
get
good.
guard routes, things like that.
Give me like one narrative element on this. If this was a TV scene, it was like, okay, I'm gonna go do X, and the other person's like, great, I'm gonna go do Y. Just a sentence or so.
John is going to enter the museum. I would assume I know how to get in and out since I've been in there before. John's going to enter the museum, and with the use of his cantrips that assist with him disguising himself, like hiding into corners and stuff, he's going to track the guards and follow their routes, find out how long they remain in a certain area, and basically just tail them and shadow them to find out their patrol patterns to use to the team's advantage.
Awesome. Roll a stealth check with advantage to remain undetected to get this information.
Perfect. I'm on it.
And then what do we got? We got
26.
26. We take those.
Yeah.
Gastone, how are you going to
Hi.
help infiltrate? The objective is inside is an ancient Zolquian ruin, some like stone doorways and such. That's what you're going to be ultimately trying to get into. How would Gastone go about figuring out how to get in after hours, bypassing security, etc.?
He would grapple up into the roof and try to find a way through there. Probably through an vent if it's big enough. If not, maybe very safely open a window.
Oh, mate.
Open.
Sorry, I have 2 levels of disadvantage. That would be the other one.
All right, then. We'll take the first one, an 11. Let me check on the guards. Thank you for pointing that out.
Sorry for cutting you off, Beaton. I don't want
No,
to
you're
cheat.
good.
I
No,
appreciate
was
that.
good.
One of your levels of disadvantage goes away. And we just pull up the guards. It's going to take me a moment here.
Okay. Joe's like, damn it, Matt, I gave you advantage for a reason.
All right, you're starting to get weird looks. You're starting to, like, as you're walking around, you can tell that they're bored. Nothing ever happens here. And so they're not, like, suspicious of you, but what went from being just another night is now, like, a slightly more, I got a weird feeling about this, air to them. You've increased their alert level by 1. And you've had
Mate,
to...
I have a
Go ahead.
I have a feature called Face in the Crowd as part of my investigator, where I'm able to disguise or impersonate or blend into a crowd. I'm wondering if, I know that I failed my stealth check, but would I be able to use kind of blend into the crowd to kind of help alleviate a bit of that?
After we handle Beatdown's thing.
Cool.
All right. So Beatdown, you grapple up when it doesn't look like it. You find an angle where you're going to be able to like grapple up without being noticed. You get up on top of the roof. It's like a 2-story building. And you're going to poke around there. I would let you use investigation on this to just search for an access point that has weaker security, unless you have a different idea.
No, investigation sounds about right.
All right.
I'm also happy with that.
Yeah, we'll take that. A 20?
Yeah.
Sweet. You found some skylights. The skylights are all wired. There is a ventilation thing that is supposed to be sealed shut, right? It's not supposed to be openable. It's not a hatch. But it's just slightly, with your tools, with your know-how and your gear, you could absolutely proc it open, and there's no alarm security on that.
Excellent.
It's about this time that Asena gets into the cab, starts driving across the bridge, is being tailed by someone else in a completely dark car with the lights off. And Haura is about to arrive as well. So, John, go ahead and use your feature that you just described, Face in the Crowd. Tell me how that works. Narrate the scene.
Yeah, so it basically works that you are either using a number of rounds, usually 1d4, to be changing your disguise. You don't try to look like individual people, but you can go from being, oh yeah, I'm a, tall, man in my 30s, to now I'm a, a woman who's slightly shorter, or, a rotund individual. You're kind of just like using different height changes, clothing, when applicable, different statures, to just kind of look a little bit different. And so what I'm thinking is, when John is moving around this place, he's just kind of, taking his vest on and off, flipping his coat around, just kind of using minor disguises in order to play up the fact that this one guy isn't just tailing all the guards in this place the whole time.
Walking through the gift shop, picking up a hat, swapping the umbrella, just like little costume changes. You pass somebody, nick their scarf, wrap it around your neck, just like fluidly moving through the area. Okay. How is it mechanically?
It's a DC 10 performance check, which the DC is modified if I'm changing sex, ancestry, age, or higher or lower social status. I wasn't planning on doing that, but if you need me to do any of that.
The DC gets easier if you disguise yourself as like lower social class. It's harder to gussy yourself up to blend in with the bourgeoisie than it is to blend in with the proles. But in a place like this, that may not help you. Because, the guards work for this very expensive spot.
I was just gonna leave it at a 10, and I wasn't gonna modify it like looking like a woman or an old man. I was just gonna look like a different dude the whole time.
All right, roll performance check. With disadvantage.
And this is gonna be with disadvantage. Yes, I know. Oh God, performance is one of the only things I'm not like pretty darn good at. And would have been a 24, but it's a 7.
All right.
So,
now you've got guards following you and occasionally being like, "Sir, what are you doing here, sir?" Things got.
There's this guy just running around taking people's scarves and just stealing from the gift shop. And
So it went from like bored to functional. Now they're suspicious of you. On the rooftop, Gastone has made his way to this vent. It is, again, not open and not designed to open, but you think you could get it open. How do you want to go about doing this?
That's a good question. I have my freeze ray, so I'm gonna use that.
Okay.
To basically, because when you freeze things, they expand, right? So
and they get brittle.
Yeah, so it'd be
actually
really easy
most
for me
things
to break.
contract. Water expands. Most things
I was gonna
contract.
say,
I'm thinking of water.
But they do get brittle.
So I should still be able to remove it, kind of break it off of whatever is holding it there.
All right. So you pull out the freezeway and just sort of put it on a low power setting, go around the edges. Psst.
Yep.
Awesome. Roll an athletics check with advantage to crack it open.
Athletics.
With advantage because you freeze rate
right. Excuse me. Athletics. Let's go 20. Damn it!
All right. You and now roll a stealth check, a flat stealth check.
Gotcha.
It makes a bad noise.
Oh no.
At that point, Haura rolls up, but she doesn't see any of you because you're already trying to infiltrate the place. So she steps out of the car. She's wearing her like gray, almost flannel, jacket, skirt. Got the shades. You got some of that anime shades flare as she like steps out into the rain and just flares across her glasses. Not shades, but like glasses because she's a teacher. She starts walking her way up and immediately notices that something is off. Something's going wrong with the situation. Asena is now passing through Old Town as the cabbie continues to just talk. He's talking about like whatever. It's one of those, he doesn't care if you're responding or not. If you're responding, yeah, he'll have a conversation. Otherwise, he's comfortable with a monologue. How is Asena dealing with it?
She is just letting him go.
Mm-hmm.
Probably annoyed that he's talking so much and just hoping that he takes the hint to shut up.
He does not.
I figured as much. But her mind is somewhere else. She's thinking about, hopping dimensions, leaving behind this world. Whether she even belongs in this world in the first place. Her whole journey has kind of been finding her sense of belonging, and now that's not here. So she's a little confused, also probably feeling bad that we just left Philip with his dilemma, with the only somewhat family that she knows that she was so close to getting in with, and then realizing that she might not even be related. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a
A
lot.
lot going on.
The dragon's fang weighs heavy around her neck as these questions roll through her mind.
So she's just staring out the window. There is no way she knows that car is following, because she's not perceiving that at all.
Occasionally in the background, it weaves between it'll go down a different street. All the sorts of things you would do to avoid detection, all the standard tactics that you would learn if you were particularly good at tailing somebody. But none of them are really required between the oblivious cab driver and the very distracted Asena. Continues to track you as you pass through the city, past Kristoff's cemetery where you met Nancy Rain, the other girl who has one of these Dragon Fang amulets, who was there with you on that fateful night. Past the block with the Black Rose, where one of your adventures began, and then up into Ivy Shores. John, you are in danger of being stopped. Your disguises are not going well, but you did just catch a lucky break because some of the guards just heard a weird noise on the roof. The guards moving to investigate you are now even more agitated and alert. They've gone from suspicious to being sort of, it was, what was that? To, hey, you! Stop right there, criminal scum! But they have also split their forces. There's only 2 of them actively trying to get you. They're not like yelling and waving their batons yet, but they are like telling you to stop. What do you do?
John is going to, and if you'd like, I either can use my amazing passive perception or you can have me make a check. But since I was tailing all these people to get involved in this issue, I would assume that I got a chance to look at their movements and kind of get a sense of who these different guards were.
Roll an insight check, please.
Alrighty. Oh, insight. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if this is applicable as we want it to be. I'm using it for a disguise, just so you know.
The dice are not with you, but you're very good at insight. So yes,
I am.
You've been, even though like you've sort of been disrupted, it's one of those things where, okay, I was trying to get the tactical situation here from a passive standpoint. Now, unfortunately, I've stirred the bee's nest a little bit, but that's given me information about their response time, their patterns, who's in charge, like you can hear them communicating. So it's actually sort of given you a little bit better insight into what's going on. So you do have the information you wanted.
Okay, and what is that?
I don't know. What were you trying to find out?
Okay, so you're going to let me just dictate it. Okay.
Yeah, you have narrative control over that.
Okay, gotcha. Basically, just for now, I mean, I absolutely want to make sure that I know how we can insert ourselves when the time comes, and this is all adding to that. But no, John is basically going to be using disguise self to turn him into one of the guards that is not present, one of the ones that went off looking for beatdown.
Okay, so now you just duck. You've gathered information. You know how the guards work. You know where their patrols are. You know where the alarms are. But now you just pop around the corner, and then disguise yourself as one of them, right?
And then I come back around the corner as they're about to come, and hey, where's the guy? That whole shtick.
I've been watching a lot of Leverage. Roll a deception check.
Alrighty. Wow. Yeah,
Wow.
baby.
All right, the dice are on your side. You pull
Hey, where'd that guy go?
off.
I was just tailing him.
Ah, crap. We got a noise here. We got that guy going. You were tailing him. You find him. We're gonna go check out that noise on the roof.
All right, yeah, sure, cool.
All right. So let's play good news, bad news. Good news, John. You've lost your tail. Bad news, Gastone.
Oh,
You've
wait a
doubled
minute.
yours.
Hey, I had a way to get out. I didn't know he was gonna do that.
I
so-
have a plan.
You know you made a noise, and you can hear from the inside that the alert level is perhaps a little higher than you would like. You haven't been detected yet, but people might be coming to investigate. What would you like to do?
Coming to investigate how? Is there like some door, some stairwell that I'm not seeing?
Not immediately from where you are. Like, there's roof access. There's a staircase that goes up to the roof, but it's got like a locked door, right? So maybe they're coming up onto the roof. Maybe they're just down below looking at maintenance. It's not that they're coming directly to you to get you. It is that they are more active sort of on that top floor. They are actively aware somebody's up there, so you're more likely to be detected if you try anything.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, I got the grate off for the vent anyway, right?
Yes.
Okay,
No, actually, you failed the check. You bent it, and it's sort of misshapen now. You did not successfully get it out because you failed the athletics roll. And it made
Ooh,
noise.
okay. I'm gonna try one more time to rip it off.
All right, roll an athletics check.
Athletics.
All right, because it was already sort of wrenched out of position, you are able to remove it. Roll a stealth check with disadvantage. Cold metal is not quiet.
True.
Especially when it's like, if it popped out in one swell foop, it would have been great, but
That's okay. That's okay. I thought this might happen.
oh Lord.
I thought this might happen.
All right, so it goes.
You thought it might happen?
I thought this might happen.
There's an awful, just screaming, wrenching sound as it rips off and like falls, and pieces clatter down into the vents with this clanging sound. Now, Mama Shimada just redeemed a treasure. So if there is an object that could be considered treasure and is in the area, you are welcome to invent it.
Wait, what?
You have
I
a
can invent something?
chat gave us a treasure. If you want to
Uh-huh.
invent a treasure nearby that makes sense for the scene, I'll allow it.
Can this treasure be? I happen to find a piece of tarp that's the same. Okay, because here's how I imagine the rooftop, and it feels like that's most of the case. This is usually like this with these buildings. So there's the rooftop. There's this basically a box with the door that leads to the stairway, right? And that's essentially what I'm imagining is on the roof. Am I correct in this?
Yes, you are. Would you? I don't know if we're in an action scene yet. Yeah, we're not in an action scene yet. So on that note,
Behold, an act of God.
Oh, oh God.
okay, we just did that one.
Behold, an act of God.
Behold, another act of God.
Wait, what is it? You can never prove the opposite.
We have to wait. No!
Yes.
Yes. You know, I didn't prepare a battle map for the outside of the museum. I really didn't. All right. Anyways, this treasure. For those of you joining us at home,
Ninjas!
Not ninjas again.
oh yeah,
We're
Ninjas
supposed to be leaving. We're not
indeed.
supposed to have another battle with ninjas.
No, man.
we're
just
never
keep
leaving
following
this world.
us.
We gotta go.
It's the going away part. They have to say goodbye before we leave.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah, that's true.
They brought pizza
so long,
rolls.
so long,
it's
so
gonna be a
long.
whole thing.
Exactly.
Oh, God. I'd kill for some pizza rolls.
Yeah, with ranch.
Okay, let's go back to Gastone. You are able to invent a treasure. If you were inside the museum, I might roll for like some precious artifact, but you're on top. It's more likely
That
to
you
be
would just
industrial.
destroy anyway.
You know what
Yeah.
I want? I literally just want a tarp that is the same color of the wall of this box that I figured. So what I'm gonna do
Done.
now is, okay, cool. Because now, let's say, all right, no, this is terrible. I'm not gonna do this with my hands. Basically, I'm gonna be in the other side of this wall, just posted up while I hear guards come check
Are
the
you
noise.
Looney
And
Tunesing this?
yes, I'm Looney Tunesing this. Gastone is Looney Tunesing this. He's gonna hide until they walk up to the grate and see what happened, and I will walk through the door that they obviously will not lock.
Yes. That's my boy.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
Because dogs are dog water, or guards are dog water, not dogs. Well, dogs could be dog water, I guess.
Depends on the
But-
dog.
Depends on the dog.
All right. Gastone, in a couple of moments, the guards make their way up onto the roof. You can hear them unlocking the door. They come out there. They've got their flashlights. They're sweeping them left and right. Roll a stealth check with advantage.
You got this, buddy.
All right, God, I'm gonna need this one.
I believe in you.
Gonna really
I'm
need
sending
this
you
one.
all my energy.
Thank you.
If it's bad, it was negative energy. Okay, it's
214.
good.
It
Huh.
works perfectly. They look at you for a moment, you know. It's like, it's that thing where, you know, just for a moment longer, just long enough to make your heart beat, and then they turn away. And with that
Nice.
stealth check, you were able to slip past them, carefully letting
Yes.
them know. Tarps. This isn't a plastic tarp. This is the 1930s. This is like a burlap tarp, you know? So
Yeah.
it doesn't make that crinkly noise. It falls nicely and softly to the ground, allowing you
Yeah.
to scoot your way inside the museum. But unbeknownst to our hero, even as he slips through, shadows slip up
Oh,
the sides
God.
of the building, slipping past the guards themselves. So it is not one, but several people who enter the building. Only one of whom is not a ninja.
I love the idea that Gastone like puts the tarp down and just like looks, and there's a ninja just like hi, already waiting.
He just pulls the tarp back up.
If I can't see them, they can't see me. Those are the laws. All right, Asena, the car pulls up. You're passing through this, again, student housing and dorms and the lovely, neat, idyllic area of Ivy Shores. You can hear the ocean to the north a few blocks away. Literal, like almost not quite literal, because that'd be a lot of ivory tower going on here. Not at all Asena's normal stomping grounds. Cabby drops you off, tells you how much the fare was. You have a fistful of money, but it's all like in weird amounts, and for some reason, you know, there's like a silver spoon in there.
Totally.
He lets you out. You're by the museum. You can tell something weird is going on. The doors are locked, there's guards outside, and there's flashlights up on the roof, sort of going all over the place, looking around. What would you like to do?
Oh no. I'm probably think that they're on the roof
It's logical.
because of the flashlights. But why the hell would they get up there? Maybe I'm just gonna talk to one of the guards.
Okay. Sorry, miss. Museum's closed. It's past visiting hours.
Holes
Oh.
closed.
I didn't realize it was closed. I'm supposed to be meeting two friends here. Did you see anyone?
No, miss. Can't say that I have. You're gonna have to meet with your friends somewhere else.
Huh. Okay. Are you sure there's not like an event, maybe like an after hours event happening inside?
I don't know, miss. Is there?
Well, there's supposed to be. I mean, I was invited to go in tonight.
Well, miss, I don't know what to tell you except that you've got the wrong place. Roll a persuasion check, please.
Very scary. All right.
Yeah, we're planning a heist here. Like, are you sure it's closed?
I was
I
told
wasn't
there was a
paying
heist
attention.
right here, all right?
No, it's actually a flash mob. We're here to perform a flash mob inside, for the mayor of the museum.
Mhm.
Is the mayor of the museum here for the flash mob?
I don't think I'm very convincing.
All right. Yeah, he flat out, not only does he tell you no, but he's also suspicious of you. He thinks you have something to do with what's going on here.
Oh God.
He starts asking
say-
you question. Well, tell me about your
Oh,
friends,
okay.
miss.
I don't have any friends. Wait.
And yet you just told me
Make
you were
any
meeting
sense.
2 friends here.
Right.
Now, which is it,
I-
miss? You got 2 friends or you got no friends? Because 2 and 0 are different amounts of friends.
Sorry. My ex-boyfriend used to be friends. We're not anymore.
All right. And you Now, I'm not here to judge your social circle, miss, but, usually it's not a sign of a healthy relationship if your only significant person in your life is your significant other, and then when they're cut off, you're left with nobody. Sounds like an emotionally abusive jerk.
Yeah, you know what? You are totally right. Maybe we could be friends.
Well, not on duty, miss. I'm sorry. There's closing time, and there's something going on in there. And your ex-boyfriend, he wouldn't happen to be any kind of like a thief or a huckster, would he?
No, unfortunately not. That would have been
Unfortunate.
cool though. Did you say there was only 2 guards?
Yeah, there's only 2 guards right now where you are.
What are you about to
What a Santa does best.
do? No, not now.
I'm going to thank him for his time. Clearly I have the wrong location here. I'm gonna make it seem like I'm turning around.
Oh,
And then I'm gonna
God.
punch him in the face.
Sneak attack. Boo.
Yes. All right.
Turns around ninja. Boo.
Roll an unarmed attack against the first guard with advantage because you got him by surprise.
Okay.
Okay. 5 points of damage, and this is cinematic combat because you're not fighting to kill. So he's gonna roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
To avoid
To
getting
not get his ass knocked out.
to not get clocked.
Yeah, because this is that scene where you turn around and just knock both of them out and just keep walking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just whistle.
All right. Roll your second attack. We'll do it. Roll all 3 of the attacks that you get without spending a focus point. Let's
Okay,
just get these
normal
numbers
this
out of the
time?
way. All right, so you did a total of 18 points of damage with 3 attacks.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Give me 1 focus point and you got both of them.
All right. You got it.
All right.
That's a good deal.
Whoop-ow!
That's a good deal when I see one.
Saying it turns around, there's a flurry for a moment. Both of the guards are just standing there. Their hats fall off, and then they fall over. And then Haura walks up from the bushes where she was hiding. Well, that's one way to go about it. Shall we?
I'm gonna reach down grab the hats, the security hats they were wearing, and put one on and offer one to Haura.
Just the hats.
Just the hat.
Just the hat, right?
Yeah, not the whole disguise, just the hat.
All right. She raises an eyebrow, looks at you, looks at the hat, takes it, adjusts it over her bun, grabs the door, grabs the chain on the door, crushes it in her hand, and then opens it quietly.
Nice.
Wait, I'm sorry. She crushes the chain quietly?
Yeah, because she's only crushing a couple of links, right? It's actually
Okay.
quieter than forcing the door open, just this cling.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the two
Dana
of you-
looks at her very impressed. She would have just knocked the door down, but hers was a little bit more eloquent. Can I check for keys on the bodies?
Yeah, you find keys. That's a great call. She looks down as you like go through their pockets for the keys and gives like a, yeah, actually yes.
But I'll say to her, I like your way best, but just in case.
It's smart.
All right, then I guess we'll go inside.
All right. What's your passive perception, Asena?
I don't know. What does that mean?
It is 15. So at that moment, as the two of you are going in, like you close the door behind you, you turn back towards the street, and you see a car parked just down the hill. Lights are off. Probably 100 feet away, maybe a little bit less. Just sort of parked there. You get a weird feeling about it.
Did you bring someone with you, Haura?
No.
Well, we might have company.
She listens to the sounds inside. Yeah, that's exactly what we need right now. And she'll close the door behind you as the two of you enter the museum. All right, so what do we did Gastone. We activated some ninjas. We went to Asena. She arrived on the scene with Haura. Let's go to John. John, you just turned the guards around and sent them upstairs. You've lost your tail and you're in disguise. What do you want to do?
Oh, I use disguise, so I'm not all herself, so I don't have a tail. But thanks though.
Damn it, Matt.
So I guess where we're at right now is that since I have a basic understanding of the guard patrols, which are right now completely in flux because they're in capture mode, not patrol mode, or at least they're in like boonk patrol mode and not just like passive patrol mode.
Yes.
John is going to run around like he's looking for himself. But
Aren't we
since
all?
we're getting close, what? Since we're getting close to the meeting time, he's going to see if he can find Haura and or Asena.
All right. You reunite with them fairly easily after checking the front door. You're like, all right, where would she enter? You actually run into them, but you're in disguise as a guard.
As a guard,
So Haura just whispers over to Asena, follow my lead. And she goes into full, like, death Karen mode.
John starts to approach with the, yes, two of you, I'm going to need to escort you to, oh my God, whoa, whoa, whoa. And John drops the disguise.
Asena, how do you respond?
Whoa, what's up with you?
I was investigating.
Oh.
Hey, I was going to come back with some pretty decent information. Gaston and I were casing the place out, but things have not gone well, as you can tell. So I think we need to make our way to the, let's head to the portal room. And I'm going to see if I can find Gastone.
You lost Gastone?
Well, I mean, he's his own man, and we were working separately but together. And no, I don't know where he is right at this exact moment, but I can.
I'm going to get started
Is-
then. She reaches her hand out to you expectantly.
John shrugs, takes out the key, and places it into her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, mate, I'm going to remind you of the premonitory vision that I had spoken about during the break.
Mhm.
And I'm expecting some kind of phrase, image, or reaction to John's question during his ritualistic return from consciousness, in which he had asked the universe, is Haura planning to betray him?
Sincerity may be harsher than treachery.
And that phrase that he heard earlier flashes into his mind as he clasps her hand into his own, and when removing it, the Kinsman key is within her grasp.
It looks like an odd clockwork device with a hole. It's got some. It almost resembles one of Gastone's electro spiders, but instead of being made of like 1930s material, it's got this scarab look to it. It's got some different focusing arrays, gemstones, odd things coming out of it. It does not look like a key at all.
It looks like an Etsy scarab that like someone said is the key to the universe, and you're like, yeah, sure, buddy. I'm gonna put it on my wall. Thanks for the birthday gift.
Here's the $70.
Yeah.
All right. So she takes it, and then she'll point Asena in her direction, and the two of you go to the Zolkwian Antiquities exhibit, which I actually have a map of, or at least I have a working battle map. So.
Ooh.
And mate, point of order, in case it comes up, I'm going to cast Locate Creature to find Gastone.
Nice. Smart. All right. Gastone, you just snuck your way into the stairwell, and you were making your way downstairs with the guards still searching the rooftops. What is your next action?
I mean, at this point, I'm inside, so I'm just going to head for the exhibit.
All right. What's your passive perception?
It's like 13, I think. Let me see.
I thought it went up recently.
15. It did go up. It's 15.
Unlucky.
Sucks to suck, I guess. Fuck.
You are unaware of the deadly shadows tailing you as you make your way down into the museum. Now, what would Gastone do once he made his way into the museum? Where would he expect to meet people? What would he be searching for? I think it's fair for him to know that the portal is in the Zolkwian Antiquities exhibit.
Yeah.
So he could follow signs and stuff to make his way there. You can still hear the hubbub of people looking around all over the place trying to find, what's going on.
Yeah, it's more just going to be following the signs since I know I'm supposed to be going to the exhibit.
Okay, there are still guards on patrol. What do you want to do about them when you encounter them?
I'll worry about that until it happens. I'll worry about that when it happens.
All right. As you're making your way down a hallway, you can hear two guards on patrol. They've got their flashlights out. They're walking, sort of going to intersect you. What do you do?
I'm going to casually walk up to the guards and approach them.
Okay.
And I would just like to preface that Gastone has worked even though it was a prop maker, he worked in the acting industry for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely picked up a thing or two. And he's immediately going to, just quickly. Oh my God, guys, I'm so glad you're here. I've been looking all over for some guards like you guys. Listen, I'm here for routine maintenance of the fence. And when I went up to check, it was broken. And the thing is, we have a lot of guards already up there and they ran into some trouble. You need to get to the roof right now.
Roll a performance check.
That's awesome.
Oh, sorry, I have advantage.
Oh, you got a 17. We'll take the 17 anyways. All right. So they buy the story. They head on up there. And curiously, they are not heard from afterwards. As steel shadows continue to make their way down the corridor, leaving behind them in their wake only silence. John,
being a guard at this museum is like one of the most dangerous positions I've seen since being in
True, though.
John, with your spell, you're able to reunite with Gastone just before you make your way into the Zolkwian Antiquities exhibit.
Which looks great, by the way, mate. This is awesome.
Thank you. I bought this map. I didn't make this myself. I only made one small adjustment, which is this glowing portal, which is not currently glowing when our story begins, in the top left corner.
Nice.
There are two guards watching the things that are on loan from the government of Zolkwia here. They're supposed to stay at their posts because there's some pretty valuable stuff. The positioning is not exact until you actually enter the room. So all four of you are now gathered outside the Zolkwian Antiquities exhibit. As far as you can tell, there's only two guards in there.
And
John
this place
says,
really needs more security.
It's all kind of occupied right now.
I think most
John-
nights I agree, but not tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. John looks over at Asena and gives her a little wry smile. No, it's been a while. Do you want to do Bumblebee? You go high, I go low.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, did I say Asena? I meant Haura. Whoops. I thought I said Haura.
I don't know what a bumblebee is.
No, I'm sorry. I thought I said Haura, not Asena.
All right, your whip,
I mean,
your whip stings.
honestly, you're strong enough. It would work either way.
Asena was just trying to be nice because she was pretty sure that she could just take them on her own, but
You absolutely could probably take them on your own very quickly.
All right. We'll say that somehow, like, he didn't even say who he was addressing, and Haura and Asena happened to be standing next to each other, so Asena actually is confused for a moment and thinks like it's supposed to be her.
what's a bumblebee?
All right. And who did you say goes high? She goes high, you go low?
Yeah, one of the girls goes high, John goes low.
All right. Asena will nod and then glance at the one on the right. Do a little head tilt.
Okay.
All right. John, what do you do?
John is going to move into position. He is going to very quickly. Basically, here's how this is going to work, just so that way we're on the same page. John is going to rush in and take a very low stance, crouching down to where he'll be behind this gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And then Haura is going to do the stinger part of Bumblebee, in which he's going to explode this guy into this guy and take them both out in one fell swoop.
Perfect. All right, roll stealth to slip past them.
Perfect.
Oh, Haura got a 15. You got a 20. All right. So you get into a semi-flanking position. Haura moves into position over here.
Yep.
Her hand.
And we're more like quietly rushing up rather than like trying to sneak up
You're
on
not
these
like
guys.
inch by inch. It's a low rush. I get it.
John is going to put his arm behind the guy, and he's like, I'm not actually grappling him, but I'm basically going to position him in such a way where he's slightly off balance, hence the flanking position. And then Haura is just going to jettison him overhead.
All right. Haura hits him with a shocking grasp spell set to stun, not kill.
Nice.
Of course.
All right. And she's going to make an athletics check to hurl the dude. Yep, he goes flying. Into the other guy, they fall into a pile of... and they go unconscious.
Well, hopefully he ragdolled.
Thwack. All right, what would Gastone and Asena like to do?
That's a good question. I mean, I would just walk in. Is there anything left to do? We've taken out... There's only 2 guards here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Might as well just walk it right in. Say, well, Asena, it's good to go. Oh, my God. Asena?
What? What?
You know what? Never mind. We'll talk about it soon.
Wait, you're talking about what?
And then Gaston just walks inside.
All right. What does Asena do?
Just gonna look at Gaston really weird. I'm just gonna stay right by him. Are you gonna tell me?
Soon. Also, probably not me, John, but it's not important.
Okay, yeah, it is what I thought it was. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not so different, you and I.
Haura makes her way without even stopping. She makes her way all the way over to the ancient stone gateway. Asena, as you... First off, does anyone in the party have the history skill? Anyone aside from John, who's already been here?
I think.
Roll history. Gastone, just roll history.
Okay.
Mate, while this is happening, can I get Asena's help with something as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So here's what you're able to determine, Gastone. A lot of the artifacts in this room are from ancient Zolquia, but this gateway, it's literally like a piece of a stone tomb carved away and hauled all the way from the jungles of Zolquia here. This is not part of the Zolquian culture. This is part of whatever culture is in the tomb of Senapulker.
Would explain how they got here in the first place.
Haura sits down. She takes out the Kimsabin key. She lays out a couple of chisels, some odd inks and paints, a scroll with some diagrams on it, and starts tracing designs in chalk on the gateway and calibrating the key, just sort of starting to mess with the thing. John, what did you need Asena's help with?
This is the only door in and out of this room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. John's going to close the door, hand Asena a steel bar, and ask her to bend it around the door so it locks them in.
Oh, nice.
All right.
right.
She'll take it from him and try.
Roll an athletics check, Asena.
Perfect.
21. Oh, yeah. Easy. Crunch. Brr. Things locked. No problem.
And then while she does that, John's just going to move the guards right in front so we have a locked door and bodies in front.
Barricade.
Yep, I'm just going to barricade us in case they get wise. This might take a while.
All right.
Yeah, maybe.
Gastone, what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna walk around and look at the exhibit and
Okay.
probably start saying, you know what? I've never actually came to this exhibit before. I'm really big on museums.
It's one of those things, right? When it's in your own hometown, often those are, when you're out doing touristy stuff in a touristy place, you go and you learn the local history. But if you ask me what I actually know about like San Diego history, it's not a lot.
Yeah, right?
John's going to join him. Last time John came through here, he had to hightail it out of there real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Gastone, don't break anything.
Yes, and that's also why John's going.
Passive perception,
Yeah.
please.
15.
15? All right.
21.
21. Because
I think mine's 15.
Nice.
That's
right.
the number we said last time.
Haura
Sure.
stops as she's making her adjustments, and John, you hear the faintest odd creaking, and the flow of air into this room stops. Or it doesn't stop, but it changes,
Gastone, were you followed?
I don't think so. Why?
At the exact moment that he says why, poof! Smoke bomb!
That's why.
An air vent pops open, something that should be impossibly small, just barely enough to fit a human's head and shoulders. But unfortunately, where there's a will, there's a ninja.
Ninjas are actually mostly liquid until they decide not to be.
Yeah, it's
True.
one of the primary elements of a ninja is that their bones are largely
Cartesial.
cartilage. Roll.
Yeah.
For initiative.
Oh no.
I would just like to state, as Gastone is pulling out his gun, he says, "Hey John, I think I was followed."
That was really good.
Asena, knowing full well that she's got a car,
Wow.
she's just gonna stay quiet.
Asena has no comment at this time, thank you.
Yes.
All right. John, it's your turn first. What would you like to do?
I'm trying to see if I have a way to disperse this wind. I don't think I have any wind-based magic, unfortunately. It's not part of my kit anymore. Mate, do I happen to have oh, you know what? Forget this. John reaches into his briefcase, pulls out a grenade, and throws it into the cloud.
Wow.
Yep. There was
Okay.
no artifacts over there.
It's gonna be like that, is it? We're just going straight through the nades.
Yep.
All right.
Dude,
all right.
I know what these are. I'm not taking a chance with ninjas. Are you kidding me? Haura's busy over there setting up a rune. It's just the three of us against who knows how many of these things. Yeah, no.
All right, roll an attack. Ranged attack. You are proficient with it.
5, 10, 15, and John's gonna throw it like right at the base of where the vent is.
Are you right-clicking this one, or are you left-clicking this one?
Excuse me?
I'm
that
sorry,
a gamer
I forgot.
term I'm familiar with?
When we play squad, you normally just
Yep.
drive. Left-clicking is overhand. Right-clicking is
Yep.
underhand.
John is overhanding the attempt. So here's what I'm thinking. John wants to make sure that he's putting it like in front of the vents, like right about here, to where it'll explode into here and into the vent in case there's more that are still making their way.
All right, roll a ranged attack. You are proficient with it.
I'm on it. I am trying to see what I would use for that. Do I have a non-super magical gun that can make a ranged attack?
Is this some
It
sort
should
of
just be-
non-super magical gun? I'm too wizard to understand.
Yeah, exactly. No, okay. The other day, you were responding to some kind of message. What's some kind of magical, like, or what's a non-magical object your character would bring on a camping trip? And John's like, what do you mean non-magical?
Asena, you're gonna be
okay.
up next, by the way, so be prepared.
I think, can I just, I'm just gonna do a backslash roll because I literally don't have anything prepped. It's just
All right.
basic attack.
While you wait for your next turn, add something like that. Generic ranged attack.
Generic ranged attack. What? Oh, I did it too close. And that would be a 15.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's good enough to just chuck it in there. And the grenade explodes. If people didn't know you were in this room, they do now. Roll 8d6.
Woo!
This explosion radiates out all around this
Ooh.
area.
Ouchies.
24 points of damage. All right, the ninjas are going to roll dexterity saving throws. And I'm rolling these secretly because you don't know how many ninjas there are. Okay, well, that certainly occurred. All right, that is it. Your action. Go ahead and wrap up the rest of your turn.
John's just gonna move up here so he puts himself in line of sight between Haura and the ninjas.
All right.
And that's where he ends his turn.
As you walk up there, a hand flies out of the cloud of smoke and lands at your feet. It's covered in like a black glove and it twitches twice before falling limp.
Oh, God. Cheesums.
All right, Asena, it's your turn.
My turn.
Wait, Night Bomb says Smoke Bomb? That's amazing.
It's from an episode of Tales of the Golden Bough that we ran once. There was a goblin named Chonk, whose signature move was Smoke Bomb.
Was that our goblin?
Yeah, man, that was Chonk the goblin.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Say it again.
Matt played in that. It was a one shot. Matt played in that.
Oh.
One. All right, Asena, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna use my whip and the cloud of stuff.
Okay.
Wow. Just all sending it.
Roll an
I mean-
attack.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so your whip has a range of 10 feet, so you need to get within 10 feet, and you don't know which squares currently contain ninjas.
Right. Okay. So I will go.
Now, if you move into the smoke and you're like directly adjacent to somebody, you'll be able to see them, or at least know
Into the
what square
smoke.
they're in.
Ugh. What if I go right here?
Okay. There are no ninjas immediately adjacent to you.
Darn it.
Sag.
Sad.
Let me move the smoke cloud to the back so it's a little easier for you to navigate. Boop. There you go. It's less
Going
ominous, but you know.
deeper.
Go ahead and move yourself.
I'm gonna go in the. I don't know. I'm scared.
You got this.
You have
Don't
a
be
good
scared.
track record with ninjas,
There
right? You'll
you
be
go.
fine.
I'm right in the middle.
Ninjas.
She's gone. Oh, you don't say.
All right.
At least I found them.
So you want to attack with the whip?
Yeah.
All right. Roll an attack with the whip. Now, you don't have to activate the spell that John put into it, which is a very powerful spell, if you don't want to. But you'd also
I would hold off on that until you want to kill somebody.
You also have to hit with the whip in order for this to work,
Right.
and you did not. Also, because you're inside the smoke cloud, even though you know where they are, roll your second attack with disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, and you're using the thorn whip. You want to be using the
Oh shit.
Big old magic whip of doom.
A spine lash?
yes, spine lash.
Yeah.
Roll an attack with spine lash with disadvantage. 13. That is a hit. Which ninja did you attack?
Oh,
We're
this is
gonna
cool.
do the one right in front of me.
All right. The whip curls around him, and there's this hideous cracking sound. He twists and falls to the ground dead.
Nice.
Ooh.
He did get slightly grenaded first, but you know, that helps. Now, if you'd like, you can use your bonus action to make an unarmed attack.
Yeah, we definitely want to take these down as quick as possible.
All right.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Roll an unarmed attack with disadvantage because you're in the smoke bomb. An 11 just misses. I'm sorry. Unlucky. You've used what, like 20 feet? You've used 20 feet of your movement. You've used your action and your bonus action. You have more movement. Other than that, your turn is over. Is there anything else you want to do?
That's true. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right. Because you're in the obscurement, they don't get attacks of opportunity. So go ahead and move up to another, what is it, like 25 feet or something ridiculous?
Dude, I'm just waiting for ninjas to just like pop out of the clothes of these unconscious guards and just go after Gastone. We're always waiting for
imagine?
you.
Gastone, it's your turn.
Cool. I've been giving this one a lot of thought, Joe. A lot of thought.
Uh-oh, I don't like that. Don't like
No,
that.
it's, I don't have anything too like epic. Fuck you and your plans, DM. But I do have an idea, and I would like to use on-the-fly gadget.
Okay.
So I want to make. What would I sacrifice in the process to? Oh, okay. I know what I'll do. I'm gonna dismantle 2 of my shock charges for the moment. And I have, do you remember the goo that if you inject into yourself, you get dark vision for a time?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to fill my quasi gel bomb with said goo. And I'm going to throw them into the smoke.
Whoa! You're gonna light them up, aren't you?
I'm just gonna light them.
That's brilliant.
So they can't hide.
That's brilliant. You've now tagged the ninjas, and they are glowing in the dark. They're these weird, fluctuating shadows in the smoke. In like
New
100
brave ninjas.
years, actually less than 100 years. In like 60 to 80 years, this is going to be something you see at a rave. But for now, it's just glow-in-the-dark ninjas in a smoke cloud.
And what do we think? That's an action? Bonus action?
It's an action
Okay,
to do that.
All right. I would like to offer the DM an inspiration so that I can use my bonus action to try and shoot a ninja.
Done.
Cool.
Give me an inspiration. How much do you have left?
I have 1 left now.
All right. And roll an
Right.
attack with no disadvantage because they're lit up like a Christmas tree.
That's right. And when I said shoot, I meant with this bad boy.
Oh! Oh! Okay. Are you shooting them from your current position?
Yep.
All right. Which one are you shooting?
The one on the right closest to John and Asena.
Okay. Well,
Oh my gosh, grease stain.
yeah. Yeah, he's dead immediately. Just blasted into smithereens. There's not much ninja left. Would you like to
And he
move
just-
as well?
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna move, but before that, as Gastone like pulls back the bolt, he just mutters to himself, "No more fucking ninjas."
No
I'm gonna move
scoped. Go ahead and move wherever you like within your movement limits.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for something like that. So
You guys, the security of this museum is just gonna go insane after we leave here.
yeah, good thing it's gonna be after we leave. Although I think it would be really funny that if we eventually come back to Northport and then we come back to this museum and it's just got fucking ass loads of security.
It's just
like
a war
upgraded
zone.
this. Yeah, it's just like a military base.
I mean, the funny thing is, we're breaking in but not taking anything. So it's like, why do they keep breaking into this museum?
So I know you, Gastone, I know you said no more ninjas, but unfortunately what I heard was more ninjas. So the ninjas that are coming in through the other air vent on the other side of the room using this statue for cover hear all the explosions and they're like, okay, so stealth is done. All right.
Yeah.
And this one just rushes you as fast as he can, but he can't quite reach you.
Oh.
And if he can't reach you, neither can the two ninjas behind him. So let's see what the range is like on their shurikens. Man, they all really wanted advantage on this. They really did. And the range is 20-60, which means that they don't, they have disadvantage on this attack too. So super unlucky, but they're taking it. They're taking the shot.
Of course.
Shuriken. Ha!
Oh.
Nice.
An 11 is a miss. Shuriken. Ha!
Yeah.
Well, they're
Does
rolling
15
max damage
hits?
if they can actually hit.
Yeah.
Okay. You take 6 points of piercing damage and roll a Constitution saving throw. Which you barely succeeded on. So in addition to your 6 piercing, you take 5 poison damage.
7. Okay.
All right, there's only one ninja left on the other side. And said ninja, let's see. The ninja is going to die gloriously. The ninja emerges from the smoke, glowing with this goo that Gastone deployed, and attacks John twice with the short sword.
Go for it, monkey man. Make my day.
Ninja ha! 23. That should be a hit.
That is a hit.
Is there any BS that you're deploying?
I will let you know. So far, no.
All right. All right, then. You take 3 points of piercing damage, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
On it.
For half against the poison. Okay, yeah, so 8 damage total, and second attack.
Alrighty.
That one fails. All right, it is bottom of the round. Haura glances around, sees the situation, looks at the three of you, shrugs, and keeps doing what she's doing.
Of course she does.
Futzing with it.
No, this is the play. This is the play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get the spike. They'll handle the retake.
Exactly.
All right. At that moment, the door, you can hear bam, bam, bam. Open up in there, and they try to break through. But unfortunately, Asana got an outrageous roll on that athletics check. They will not be getting in anytime soon. John, it's your turn. You have one hostile
Ninja?
on you.
Yeah. Dude, Operation Cocaine Tiger is not going well for them.
Is that an Archer reference?
No, it's a squad
could be.
reference. It could be, though. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Mate, does this guy here still count as being in his little field, or is he like halfway out? What's the status on
He's
hitting him?
glowing like a Christmas tree.
Oh, right. He's glowing like a Christmas tree. That's right. That was the whole point of that.
Yes.
John does the John thing. He takes out Krantaka, puts it against the ninja's glowing head, and shoots him. I mean,
All right.
I might miss, but I doubt it.
Roll it. You do not.
Ooh.
Blam! Splat. The blood of ninjas
Almost as good as Gastone's rifle, but not quite.
It's got a little bit less bite. A little bit less boom, but a lot of damage. What can I do with the... All right. Oh, what else do you want to do?
Well, he sees that Gastone is up there tanking ninjas all by his lonesome, so John's going to move up and at least be nearby to provide any kind of assistance that he can.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for Mr. Jonathan Carmichael.
All right, Asena, it's your turn. Ninjas down, more ninjas this way. What would you like to do?
It's 40 right there. I'ma go bum rush a ninja
Okay. What weapon do you want to attack with? Your fists or with spine lash?
with my fists.
All right, roll 2 unarmed attacks for starters.
Dun, dun. Not disadvantage this time.
Love that.
Wow.
All right,
The duality of man.
right? The first attack, you stumble over your own feet, you swing, and the ninja looks at you. Ha! Pitiful display. Pow! Right in the face. All right, so that's 12 points of damage, and you can use your bonus action to make another attack. You can spend a focus point if you want to make 2 attacks. What would you like to do?
Let's do one more attack.
All right, roll it.
Oh,
There
wow.
we go.
That's the duality of
There
man.
we go.
Pow!
You see, it was just it was all just to catch him off his guard.
It was an elaborate ruse. He
Say
flo-
careful for the statue. Ooh!
He flies into this pillar over here, which cracks audibly, but not as loudly as the ninja does.
Oh, God.
You've used 40 feet of movement. You have 5 feet of movement left. You've used your bonus action. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Now we'll just stay here.
All right. Gastone, it's your turn. There are 2 ninjas behind this ancient statue. And I know it's a lion in here, but we're going to make it a jaguar for Zolquia.
Nice.
That makes sense. As much as Gastone has a propensity to break artifacts, especially the priceless ones, instead he's gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Gonna move right over here.
Mm-hmm. You have the
Bounce
angle.
up and take and he's gonna take another shot of. I'm gonna figure out what to name this gun because I think it needs a name.
Oh yeah,
That's-
agreed.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
Ooh,
Ah,
11. Unlucky.
hate to see it.
Yep. You blow a massive, like a 2-inch wide hole, plus the cracks in the pillar behind the guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Blam! Is that it for you, good sir?
John's like, the pillars! Guys, we're in the middle of a museum!
I think because he is probably going to approach me, I'm gonna use my reaction to pop out the pistol that is on the side of the rifle
All right.
and just kind of have it ready.
For close quarters. Good enough for me.
Yes.
All right. It is now the ninja's turn. Let's see here. I have to do some ninja trigonometry real quick. It's like simple geometry, except
I was going to say.
Simple geometry.
Oh,
It's
he
from
can do
the
it. Yeah,
Shimada
that's
clan.
he can do it. All right. He's going to move to here with his 30 feet. And then he's going to move to here with his 30 feet so that his attack will be a sneak attack.
Ooh.
So the ninja who closed you in close quarters is going to make 2 attacks with the short sword. Wah! 23. That's a hit. 7 piercing. Roll a save against the poison. Con save against the poison, Gastone.
Oh, sorry. I don't.
It's all right. And get ready to do this at least 1 more time, up to 3 more
Oh
times.
no. Con save.
All right, good. So you take 7 piercing and 4 poison.
11 means 26.
He attacks you again.
Miss.
That's not
Damn
a
it.
miss. A 21.
John is going to use his reaction to put his projected
Oh.
ward on Gastone, absorbing the first 19 damage of this attack.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
All right. So you soak, but it can only soak 1 attack, right?
1 attack.
All right. So you're going to soak all the damage from that second attack.
Yep. How much is that?
17.
right?
Well, yeah, 7. The second attack is, yes, 12. Correct.
Perfect.
All right. So
I was waiting to see if there was a bigger hit coming before I absorbed.
Well, I mean, there might be, because now this other ninja is going to attack with shurikens.
I know.
Wait.
But I opted for the one that hit the second time.
It's not a sneak attack. It can't be a sneak attack because he has disadvantage because he's outside of his optimal range.
Yep.
Oh, let's go.
Shuriken!
Yes!
I really feel like cinematically, there's only one thing that's appropriate to do in this situation. He
Let me
hurls
hear it.
the poison shuriken. It arcs, the camera follows it. It arcs through the air. But you know how they messed with the air currents earlier by crawling through there? He didn't account for that, as the air current takes it and it slides directly towards the back of his compatriot.
Yeah.
Whacking into the other ninja, who makes a constitution saving throw.
Oh, no.
And fails.
Oh,
and ends up taking 16 points of damage.
Oh, no.
He briefly turns over his shoulder, and the subtitles are, "What the fuck, dude? What are you doing out here? Is it amateur hour? We're supposed to be killing these honorless and here you are hitting my with a shuriken. If I had my way, I'd take my wakizashi and I would just cut off."
The other guy's just, my bad.
Yep.
Sorry, new guy.
GG, go next.
Actually, it's about to be an FF at 15.
Haura's turn. Haura continues to work on... The portal sparks and fluctuates, and an eerie green light emanates from it. She recoils away, looks over her shoulder to see if anyone notices, hoping everyone's busy, and then keeps going back to it.
Absolutely noticed.
She glares at John. She doesn't say anything, but
John
don't
just puts a finger in the midst of battle. He puts a finger up to his mouth. Just winks at her.
She goes back to she holds back whatever else she was going to do and goes back to trying to activate the portal.
Nice.
Also, the foul-mouthed ninja has been given disadvantage.
Asena isn't sure what happened with Haura, but she sees John winking and doing like just being weird, and she's just
So John goes from looking over at Haura to looking over at Asena, who's making a face. All right, John, it's your turn.
He just shrugs. Hey, what did I say about these statues? These are priceless artifacts, you guys. Let's be a little more careful about our aim. Oh, also, John starts shooting.
Roll it.
So then I start blasting. Let's see here. This guy, are we talking after that shuriken attack? Is he okay, or is he bloodied? How's he
bloodied.
looking?
He's bloodied.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, John's just going to do that thing that he always do. He's going to walk up, and he's just going to put a bullet between that guy's brain pan and his not brain pan.
Roll it.
My thing is very slow today. There we go. And survey says that was as strong as a sniper rifle.
Pow! It's like when you hit somebody with the heavy's taunt. Done. Across the room he goes.
Dude, we're like in some kind of Quentin Tarantino universe where someone gets shot with a gun and they go flying.
It's my favorite universe.
Seriously, I love it. Yeah, and that was, I think, 15 feet for John. Where was he? I don't know, 15, 20 feet. And then he's going to... I feel like you guys have the handle on it. He's just going to move back towards Haura.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be either here or here, depending on how far I moved. I'm not sure exactly. I think that's accurate.
Asena, it's your turn. There's one target left on the field. The disadvantage that was inflicted on this ninja transfers to this ninja because it hasn't been used yet.
Yay.
What would you like to do?
she's gonna run up to the ninja. And she's gonna use her spine lash on him.
All right, roll it twice.
Yes.
All right, the first one is a good hit. The second one is a miss. And
Second one was just for show.
now I think Spine Lash's special ability activates on a critical hit. Oh, I have it. I have it in the journal. I'll look it up.
I believe so.
If you close to point blank range, you can also make a melee, an unarmed attack with your bonus action if you would like, Asena.
not?
I didn't program in Spine Lash. I'll find it.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
All right.
Here, I can find it. While you're
Yeah.
DMing, I can find it real quick.
Perfect. Excellent. All right. You walk up and you punch him for another 7. So he is now bloodied. You've now just Spine Lash hit him, so just cut a big chunk through his ninja clothes, and then you just socked him in the same wound, and he buckles over, groaning in pain. That is it for you, unless you want to spend resources.
No.
All right. Gastone, it's your turn. You do not have a clear shot. What would you like to do?
I think I'll have enough movement to... Yeah. It's right there. Wait, no. I'm thinking of a different character. I don't have movement like that. Let me try that again.
Until he builds something to change it, Gastone has normie movement.
Yeah. Baby steps. Need to click this. So I'm gonna move right about here.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about my odds? Is this a clear enough path?
You can take a shot, but you would have disadvantage if you fired the sniper rifle. You would have normal if you fired the holdout pistol.
It would be the holdout pistol.
Yeah, that would work.
All right, holdout pistol, go!
Blam! That's a hit.
Okay.
6 points of damage. He is
Take those.
close, but he's not gone yet. Anything else in the tank?
Mate, I reposted it.
Could technically do this. What? No. I'm gonna chill.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I understand it right. So Spine Lash's special goes off on a critical hit, and you can choose to use the spell in it if you hit.
Oh.
All right. So sorry, Gastone, were you all set?
Yes, I'm all set.
All right, then. It's the ninja's turn. The ninja has one response to this. Mr. Lowe will have his revenge. Smoke bomb!
He's gonna get away?
Gonna try. 22 stealth.
It has disadvantage, mate.
11, actually, yeah, 11 stealth. As he clearly just scuffles back and starts crawling into the air vent. He tried to Batman you, where you turn around and then he's gone, but he's actually just right there. All right, it's Haura's turn. Haura continues trying to fix whatever she just did so that she doesn't have to talk about it later. Things are going better. There's more electricity and magical energy arcing across this ancient doorway. Eerie green smoke begins to fill the gap, and the Kimzabin key glows with a blue light. The wings of the scarab, the mechanical wings, begin to flutter. The gears within it spin as the energy is alive. And it's John's turn.
Not that he doesn't trust his companions, but John just takes one step forward, and he casts the spell Mind Sliver at the ninja.
All right. Drop it.
So he has to make an intelligence saving throw against a DC 19 or take 3d6 psychic damage.
Well, let me tell you what ninjas are not good at. My mind!
So that'll be 10 points of damage, and he gets negative 1d4 from his next
Yeah,
saving
don't worry
throw.
about the rest of it.
Okay.
He's halfway crawled in, and he just sort of stops there, like his legs hanging out of the air vent, and just and blood begins to leak out of the air vent and drip onto the ground below.
God.
Ninjas vanquished. As is dramatically appropriate, more guards are gathering on the outside. They've got something heavy. They're starting to smash it. They're calling for a torch to be brought so they can cut through. And at that moment, Haura successfully activates the portal.
Nice.
What will a lot of you do?
I wanted to look at some of these rare and lost items that were in this museum, but instead we fought ninjas.
Thank
Yeah.
you, chat.
So John is going to
It's
grumble
fitting.
as he makes his way to the
It is.
portal, just kind of glancing at these things as he goes by.
Forlornly at the cultural heritage that you're walking past.
Yep.
Oh.
What about the
Yeah.
rest of you?
I am just gonna walk into the portal thinking, of fucking course, as soon as we're leaving Northport, some more ninjas come to attack us. Just one final middle finger for Mr. Lowe. You know what? When I come back, the first thing I'm gonna do is dismantle the Triple Union Society. I'm sick of this shit.
Mr. Lowe is on the list.
Oh, yeah, he is.
All right.
All because of ninjas.
Yeah, all because of ninjas.
And at that moment, our heroes step into the portal and leave this world behind. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, guys, gals, non-binary pals, we are going to Dragoon.
Yeah.